Dr. Yusuf is my colleague in the Department of Religion and Philosophy at the University of Jos. He's also my student. Also the Imam of the University of Jos. And the Deputy Dean of Students.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. And to my Christian brethren, Shalom. Let me start by acknowledging the fact that Mugu has already Mugurized this process. I concur with you, Prof, because there is no way you'll invite Professor Adam Fulani, my teacher, my former HOD, my former dean in the Faculty of Arts, my former dean in Student Affairs, even a teacher to Professor Khalid Abubakar Aliyu, his former HOD, and so many things. And then, Mugu, I think, get a lawyer so that we sue you in the court of law. You really Mugurize the process. Having said that, I'm standing here to represent my teacher, Associate Professor Khalid Aliyu Abubakar, the Secretary General Jamaat Nasrul Islam National Headquarters Kaduna, who is unavoidably absent. Even yesterday night at about 10:30 p.m., we are trying to see if we can make it to attend this program. But as the Almighty has destined, he is unavoidably absent. And he asked me this morning as early as 7:30 to pack my things, come here and present his paper. So the presentation I'm going to make was written by Sheikh Dr. Khalid Aliyu Abubakar. I'm only a messenger, so I hope if there are some mistakes here and there, I will take it and the perfection will go to him. His paper, actually, the title is The Role of Religious Leaders in Preventing Electoral Violence in Nigeria, and he tried to divide the paper into 4 segments. The first segment is an introduction which covers an overview of election and electoral violence in Nigeria, which Professor Adam Fulani has shed more light on that, reminding us of what happened in 1964, 1983, 2003, 2007, 2011. From the video clip you saw, so many people were displaced as a result of election. And the second aspect of the paper, Dr. Khalid tried to discuss what are the drivers and triggers of electoral violence in our dear nation. He said that there are clear patterns in the future and manifestation of electoral violence as they occur in different sections of the country. There are also certain drivers of political or electoral violence that create proclivities towards party and candidate appropriation. There is mostly pervading social ferment and crime, numerous violent communal, ethnic, and religious conflicts, proliferation of small arms and light weapons, and the emergence of numerous cult groups, militia groups, armed youth groups, and vigilante groups. More so, there is a culture of political and electoral violence informed by the intense and lawless struggle for power by the political elite. This led to a militarized politics in which might sustained by violence has immense utility because it is believed that power means everything. Or better still, do or die politics, as former President Obasanjo once said during one of the late President Yar'Adua's presidential campaigns. Party chieftains and political bigwigs use a large pool of potential recruits, unemployed, prostrated, and poor youths who are eager to obtain the dividends of democracy by any means. More so, it has been easy to find foot soldiers in a deeply divided society where identity, sentiments, and grievances are easily mobilized as platform for violence retributions, as cited by Ekelebe and Dauda 2010. Media reportage has been found to be another potential trigger of electoral violence. Whenever media reportage is biased, lopsided, or inciting, it becomes a good recipe for violence among warring factions during and or after elections, as the peace obtained in volatile areas during elections is mostly fragile. Other triggers are inter-party campaign violence, intra-party squabbles due to primary elections outcome, electoral malpractice, high-handedness by security agencies, and quest for reprisal, among others. The paper also discusses who is a religious leader from Islamic perspective. In our attempt at discussing the pivotal roles of religious leaders in ensuring peaceful, free and fair elections and in establishing an ideal society envisioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in making man his viceroy on earth, Allah says in the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 30, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَائِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. Behold, that Lord said to the angels, I will create a vicegerent on earth. It is important to know who is a religious leader in Islam. A leader in Islam is a learned person or a specialist in a particular branch of knowledge. This explains that such a person's class is determined by an educational process that begins at birth and proceeds until that person has reached the maximum level of education compatible with interest and ability. It is therefore not a field one dabbles into and abandons, and hence those who complete the entire educational process become scholars or philosopher king, according to Plato. They are the ones whose minds have been so developed that they are able to grasp and form and therefore to make the wisest decisions. The same idea of philosopher king was also espoused by Ibn Bajjah in his Intellectual Aristocracy, where he postulated that a society of learned men grew up like plants in the open air without the need of a gardener's care. It is a society that does not need court judges or law enforcement agencies due to their understanding of their rights and duties to society. Kailani, 1979, 166. What are the roles of religious leaders and community leaders in preventing electoral violence? According to Ibrahim Sulaiman, the historical role of leaders is to guard the conscience and vital interests of the Ummah, to urge those in authority to proper conduct and remind them of their duties, rights, and limits. Therefore, we can understand the role of religious leaders to be that of genuine teachings of the actual tenets of the religion as taught and practiced by the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on earth, as well as their righteous followers.